Hello guys, in this video we'll be talking about the legendary gems, that is the best options for the monk class, and I'll be covering all the three types of gems: 1 star, 2 star and the 5-star gems, what depending on the route which you want to take. If you like the video, like the content, please consider subscribing. Let's jump into it. First we start with the 1-star gems, and the best one in my opinion is the Berserker's Eye, and I think I can recommend this gem for any class because it has the even I am also using it. It has 16% damage and 2% critical hit chance, although you will take 5% more damage, but overall I think this is the very good 1-star gem. Apart from Berserker Eye, let's see, I think Everlasting Torment is okay, but in my opinion it's not like S tier as good as Berserker Eye. Especially you can use this gem if you are using the Gloom set, which increases your critical hit chances, because if you are not doing critical hit, this gem will not work. So in my opinion this is an okay gem for monk. However, there are other options in one class, 1 star, especially the Blessed Pebble. This one is really good because we have a lot of beneficial effects, and this gems actually increases the duration of beneficial effect as well as the movement speed. So monk is already an agile class, and this will actually help in improving what the all the beneficial effects as well as movement speed. So I think this is a very good gem. Apart from this, I really like the Carlsen's Invigoration because the primary attack speed, more speed means more damage. So this gem actually increases your primary attack speed as well as your damage by 2%. But mostly it's about the speed by 16%. I've even awakened the Carlsen's Invigoration and Berserker's Eye because of the build that I'm running. I think this is a very good gem for Monk because Monk primary attack is really good. So apart from this, the 1-star gems are most of them. Apart from this, are okay. Something a Pain of Subjugation may look good because it increases damage to enemies suffering loss of control. But I've tested it and it works only with the skills that do total loss of control, means stun or fear. And for example, this one, uh, the uppercut, imprisoned fist. So it is going to boost this skill, the damage of this skill, but the problem is those skill that actually stun the enemies don't do much damage. Actually you deal the damage after you have used this skill, maybe with a flying kick or with your primary attack. So to buff a skill which does not do much damage, I don't think so it's a very good idea. So this gem is also not good. Initially I thought it might have some potential, but nah, overall the damage is not so good. Moving ahead, from the 1-star gems, these are mostly good. The rest are good for PvE content. For example, this one is good for clearing in open world. Uh, but for PvP, I think maximum you can think about this one, Carson's or the Blessed Pebble. Moving to the 2-star gems, I think my favorite, the current favorite one is the Lightning Core and the Pain Clasp. Lightning Core, I think, is very good damage, especially in farming. This and PvE, it is really good. But even in PvP, I think it has good damage. For example, the Howler's Call, if you compare it, maybe if you're a low spender and you have a Howler's Call. I made a separate video why I replaced my Howler's Call with my Lightning Core, because being a low spender I cannot upgrade my Howler's Call to a very high level, and hence but Lightning Core I can get it to like 7 or 8 easily, and the resonance difference is not much. So if you are a low spender, maybe instead of using a Howler's Call you can think about Lightning Core. This uh, it increases in your this actually deals damage when you are hitting an enemy, uh, dealing 90% base damage plus 1134. So I've seen very high numbers when this actually procs, and it is a guarantee proc after every 20 seconds. However, in Howler's Call there's a like 10% chance. Okay, there's a 10% chance. So I think Lightning Code is really good if you are a low resonance player. and if you don't plan on spending high. However, Skull is better if you have it in a higher ranks. Moving to the next 2-star gem, which can be good. Power and command is good. The only problem is that it alternates every 9 seconds between skill and primary attack damage buff. So you have to keep an eye always on this top right. Or maybe you can forget about it and you can just hope when you are using the skill, it is in the skill is buffed. But overall, it is also good. And yeah, then one another one that I'll be recommending is the pain clasp, because it increases damage by up to, this goes up to 24% in PvE to at rank 10, suffering from a continuous damage effect. So continuous damage effect can be bleed or burning, and suppose you are using a, what is it called, exploding palm. It actually causes the enemies to bleed. So after using exploding palm, if you use any other attack, it will deal 24 8, depending on the rank it is, it will deal more damage because of this gem. And say if you have this at rank 10, you are dealing 24% more damage after using exploding palm, the any enemy that is having that is bleeding or burning. So I think this gem has very good high damage output potential, but to use this gem effectively, you must ensure that you have a continuous damage effect on the player, on the enemy. Cursling is also good. To be honest, I don't use such gems. This have a 15% chance when you attack burst. Means these are chance based. Matlab someone is going to attack me, and at 15, and I have a chance to uh, reduce their vision, cause total loss of control. This is good actually. When it procs, it's good, but it is not. It means it's a gem you can upgrade and just forget about it. And whenever it procs, it will be very helpful. But to be honest, I don't use such gems. I have an entire video where I have mentioned which 5-star gems I have replaced for a 2-star or 1-star. I'll link it in the top right if you want to check my reasoning behind that. So for 2-star, I think these are the best options. Some people also use Battle Guard, but this is for a very different type of play style, where you are only as a support or as a utility monk. When you might not get more kills, but your win rate might get higher. They use Battle Guard along with Respite Stone. The combination of this will make you take less damage, very less damage in PvP. Plus, you have this Shield of Zen, and you have the Mount Banks. So in that way, you can survive longer. But that's a game. It's a very different type of game style, play style, which I personally don't like to play. But yeah, Cutthroat Gun is actually good, but this is also very situational. So it is not the S tier. I think it's B tier gem, if you ask me. Moving ahead to the 5-star gems. So the number one 5-star gem, which is my favorite, is the Bottled Hope, because monks have a lot of skill that grant us buff, and every time we use a skill, it is going to increase our movement speed and damage. For example, Shield of Zen. Suppose I'm using whatever lot of skills that procs V2s, and V2s also increases the duration of the buff. So flying kick can proc this. Even the Shield of Zen can proc this, and the damage is good. At rank 4, this goes up to 13%. The damage is the rank wise damage is same as blood soaked jade, but the thing is, if your health is low, the damage is less in blood soaked jade. Since we have a lot of buffs, I think Bottled Hope is number one, even better than Blood Soaked Jade, in my opinion. But yeah, there are arguments that Blood Soaked Jade is also good. This is a universal gem which is good for any class. So apart from these two, Sleeping Bile is considered a very good gem. You have a 4% chance to poison enemies, but to be honest, I think this 4% is a lot higher because the sleeping bile procs a lot. I don't think so it is 4% in game, but I've died to sleeping bile a lot of time. Going ahead, I think the Gloom Clask is a very good gem. It's the new one. It increases the burst damage from from a primary attack. You are using primary attack a lot. So while hitting an enemy during primary attack, you get more damage. I think this gem, along with the Carson's Invigoration, which increases your more speed, primary attack speed, is a very good combination. But depends, if you are like a high resonance player, you want a setup for all 5-star gems, then yeah, you won't use Carson's. But like me, I'm a low spender, so I'm using this one to increase my primary attack. I even use V2s to increase the attack speed by 30%, Carson's by 16%, and then I'm using Gloom Cask, which is also which deals more damage as I'm using primary attack. So there's a lot of synergy. So in this way, you can craft your gem strategy depending on what you are using. If you use primary attack a lot, you can use gems accordingly. If you are using skill based damage, then you use gems accordingly. So Gloom Class, Bottled Hope, Blood Soaked Jade are really good. uh, Chip of the Stoneflesh was considered very good at the start, but these days the meta is the Chip of the Stoneflesh actually procs only when you use total loss of control. When you cause an enemy total loss of control, so only stun. But these days the meta is using the Gloom Dash and the Shimmerlin build. That in that Chip of the Stonefish is not very useful. But if you are using stuns in your build, I think Chip of the Stonefish is still very good. Like sometimes I play using the old meta build, which was the uppercut and the kick, and hence I have kept my Chip of the Stonefish. Also, it is I was lucky to get it at 4 out of 5 qualities, so I think this is a good gem. Yeah, so apart from this, I think Frozen, you need if you are going for a full 6 gems, 5-star setup, I think Frozen Heart, you should have one defensive gem. Between Phoenix Ashes and Frozen Heart, I think Frozen Heart is much better. Firstly, it has a cooldown of only 20 seconds, while Phoenix Ashes has a cooldown of 3 minutes, 180 seconds. So, and plus in PvP, if you won't notice this proc much often, while in Frozen Heart, the because how the meta is, the freeze has a lot of value in PvP as PvP. So I think Frozen Heart is a better defensive gem than Phoenix Ashes. Swenson's I don't think is good. Echoing Shade, it is okay. If you get if you get a 5 out of 5 of something, of course you can use it because for the resonance. But this is not very good in my opinion. Blessing of the Worthy is good at very high ranks. At lower ranks, it is okay, but at high ranks only. I have an entire video where I replaced Blessing of the Worthy for my Berserker's Eye, because see, if I have low spender, having 200 300 resonance from this gem is not as valuable as having like a little less resonance, only a little less resonance and more damage from Berserker's Eye. So yeah, I've compared the damage number also, and yeah, I think it is okay gem. Concentrated Will is a gem made for monks, but it is average at best. It is good. It is very situational use, so I don't recommend it much. So if you want to go for a full 6-star gem, for a full 6 gems of 5-star, I think your best options will be Bottled Hope, Blood-Soaked Jade, Chip of the Stoneflesh, Gloom Cask, Frozen Heart, and the sixth one, depending what you get. Howler's Call is good, uh, or In fact, don't use Jensen's echoing shade. I'll say you get a sleeping bag, you can use that also. So yeah, these are my thoughts on the best gems and that you can use as a monk. And apart from this, there's one last gem, this one, the Fervent Fang. I think this is not a very good gem for monks because monks are known for burst damage and not for continuously or a continuous damage. So when you're doing a burst damage, you are just hitting the enemy once. This is good for against PvE content where you have to fight tough bosses, maybe in challenge rifts. But in PvP, I don't think so. It's a very good gem at all for monks, especially. This can be a very good for maybe Crusader or Necro, but for monks, I don't think so. I can recommend this gem. So those are my overall thoughts. There are different strategies suppose you can use to build your gem setup. Like three of my gems are primary attack based. This one is increase damage increase, and the chip of the stonefish is high resonance. And also since I'm using the uh, uppercut build still, though that's why it is usable for me. So accordingly, you have to plan your gem setup depending on the type of build you are using and overall utility of the gem. If you have any thoughts, please let me know. If you have any query, let me know. Consider subscribing again. Thank you for the watching this video. See you in the next one.